Hi, my name's Bob Linde. I'm an acupuncturist and herbalist in St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm here today to talk to you about how to cleanse the colon using herbs. So some that you can gather for your supplies are marijuana seeds, which are very oily. We can get Psyllium Husk, which is wonderful for bulking. We can get a Chinese herb that's called peng da hai, or another herb that's both in the Chinese herbal pharmacy as well as the American pharmacy is one called turkey rhubarb or da huang. So the first thing we want to do is ascertain which herbs are most appropriate for our situation, and a number of the herbs we have do different things. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you some different herbs that we can gather together to find out what's the best one. Once we gather together those supplies, we want to be able to either cook those up or add them to water, or you can even get them in capsules sometimes. So I'll talk a little bit about how we might use each herb individually and what its best function would be. So with the marijuana seeds, although that is a little bit more controversial, the ones that you get from the Chinese pharmacy or that you can sometimes get are tested to ensure that A, they don't germinate, they actually split them in half before they sell them, and they are actually found to not have any THC, which is actually the active or oftentimes illegal ingredient in them. So with the marijuana seeds, you'll find it's a very oily seed, so it actually is going to lubricate the bowel if it's just difficult to bring out the stool. But it doesn't add a lot of moisture or fiber to the stool. The Psyllium Husk, which is a very safe, long-term used herb, we can find in a number of colon cleansing formulas, and we can also just find it in our local market. The Psyllium Husk adds both liquid fluids, because it holds a lot of liquid in it, as well as it's very, very high in fiber, so it will help to bulk up the stool and move it out. The peng da hai is actually one of my favorites. Traditionally, peng da hai is actually a seed pod that we allow to blossom in the water, to allow it to become very mucilaginous, slimy actually. It almost is like holding onto a jellyfish. And this one traditionally is used for sore throat, for somebody who speaks too much. Teachers and people who are on video will oftentimes use it to soothe their throat from over-speaking. But its other side effect is because it adds a lot of moisture and lubricant to the stool, it can actually very gently and very safely move the bowels with a dry stool. The turkey rhubarb, or the da huang, is a little bit more caustic. That one actually causes an irritation in the bowel, which will cause actually a lot of mucus to form in the bowel, which will more forcefully move the stool out. So the use of rhubarb root should be done cautiously. It can be addictive, and it can be a bit uncomfortable, causing both cramping as well as almost an explosive expulsion of the stool. So use that one under a doctor's care. If constipation continues to be a problem where you need to use some sort of a cleanse more often, you really should consult with your MD, a qualified herbalist, or an acupuncturist who can properly help you to ascertain the right combination of herbs in order to get a healthy bowel movement for elimination. So this is Bob Linde in St. Petersburg, Florida, talking to you about cleansing your colon using a variety of different herbs for different situations. So enjoy your herbs.